Happy Friday, everybody. Thank God Friday is finally here. I don't know about you, but this week has been so damn long. I mean, it just dragged and dragged and dragged. Thank God Friday's here. Hey, we're going to go over some college basketball, a little bit of baseball and softball. Had some upsets this week already. Man, can't wait to see what happens this weekend. Before we do, start with some news. Before we do that, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss nothing down there. All right, let's get to it. Texas A&M and Commerce. Texas A&M and Commerce and Incarnate Word. Did you see that game last week? Man, afterwards, the handshake, they had a big-ass brawl. A bunch of players in there. Happened during the handshake at the end of the game. You know, good game, good game. Somebody said something about somebody's mama. Somebody shoved somebody the wrong way or gave them an elbow, shoulder, and they didn't like it. Anyway, it turned into a big brawl. Several players from each school. Both squads were throwing punches. Lasted more than a minute, a couple minutes actually. Went from one part of the court to the other. Apparently, a young girl in the crowd was hurt somehow. Team manager from one of the teams, he was hurt. Both schools did issue an apology. Southland Conference said, well, there's going to be disciplinary action, and there was. 8 players between the two schools were suspended by the Southland Conference. If you haven't seen the video, go see it. At first, it looks like it's just nothing, but then it kind of evolves to other places in the court and just kind of got out of hand. But kind of stupid. I mean, I understand, heat of the moment, game's over, all that. You're still all jacked up. But that kind of stuff is just, I always thought it was kind of dumb. Arizona has given head coach Tommy Lloyd a 5-year extension that will come to $5.2 million a year. And at the end of that extension, it will be up to $6 million a year. At the same time, Arizona hires Missouri athletic director Desiree Reed Franco as their new athletic director. Remember they had that turmoil. The athletic director got fired because he was blowing money or something and pissed off a bunch of boosters and donators. Well, they got rid of him. Now they have Missouri's AD. Pac-12. Hey, those two teams got a new commissioner. Teresa Gould, she's the first woman to be a Power 5 commissioner, appointed by the Pac-12 board, which is made up of Washington State and Oregon State. Good for her, but she kind of inherits all kinds of problems. I don't know. I mean, that's cool. I'd probably take the job too, but you're basically inheriting damaged goods because I don't know what they're going to do. I mean, it remains to be seen if they even remain a conference in the next Power 5 conference in the next few years. I mean, I don't know. Hey, CFP meetings. They had meetings the other day. They actually discussed going to 14 teams by 2026. That wouldn't bother me. I've always said it should be at least 16. FCS does what, 24? That may be a little too many, but I would say I always said at least do 16. But hey, they're talking about 14 in 2026. We'll see. First, we got to see how this 12 is going to work out. Looks like it's probably going to work out pretty good. A lot of Alabama news here. Head coach Kalen DeBoer says he and the players both have a chip on their shoulder. They want to follow up Nick Saban, do just as good, if not better. So they're playing with a chip on their shoulder this year. This one is, look, I'm an Alabama fan, but I am a fan of tradition and all that kind of stuff. Longtime radio announcer Eli Gold is being replaced by Chris Stewart after 35 years at the mic calling Alabama games. He called 7 national championships, 11 SEC conference titles, 35 bowl games in his career. That's just in football. Other sports too, He doesn't seem too happy about it, though. He says, it's not, and I repeat, not because of my health. He did have cancer 2 years ago, but they're just replacing him. It's kind of like, hey, thanks for everything. Don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. I don't know. Like I said, I don't listen to Alabama broadcasts. Maybe he slowed down because there are a lot of great announcers on TV 20 years ago, they were it. But now they've kind of slowed down. You're not getting those great calls anymore. You're not getting those keywords that they used to use that make you say, that's awesome. And their overall, that's just part of life. Your mind goes. I remember years ago, Pat Summerall and John Madden, when they were still doing NFL football, Pat Summerall missed a touchdown. It was a Cowboys game, missed a complete touchdown because they were off talking about something else and weren't paying attention to the game. So, I mean, as you get older, your mind starts slowing down, starts going a little bit. So maybe that's why they did it. I don't know. Still haven't heard or read anything, but what are you going to do? Nick Saban, we all know he's joining College Game Day. Is he going to be on the set or as an analyst to College Game Day? I'm not really sure. But he's going to be involved with College Game Day somehow. Says he wants to help bring reform, uniformity, and common sense back to college football. Says what we have now is not college football, not the college football as we know it. The word student athlete doesn't exist anymore. Says that now he's out of coaching. He's going to make his voice louder and really emphasis on the problems in college football. Of course, if you're a coach, you really don't want to do that because you're going to get all kinds of repercussions, probably fines and everything. But he says now he's out of coaching. He's going to let loose of all the problems in college football, which I'm happy about that. Somebody needs to do it. There's a lot of issues in college football we need to fix. So I hope he can get the ball rolling on that thing. NFL executives, they are upset because the CFP playoffs are being played on a Saturday in December of going up against the NFL finishing off their season. I tend to share the thought of a lot of people on the radio and TV. Get over it. College football has been around much longer. NFL doesn't do anything to help college football, and they could. NFL could have fixed some of the problems over the last few decades in college football, but they don't do it. They're just like, hey, give us your players. All right, thanks, bye. I used to be a big NFL fan living here in Houston area. Well, I was a big Oilers fan, live and die with the Houston Oilers. They left. I kind of lost a little interest, but I kept watching. But some of the players they let play in this game that, remember the one guy years ago, Leonard Little, killed a woman. He still kept playing football. They didn't kick him out of the league or anything. So I kind of lost a lot of respect and interest in the NFL after that. So that's why I'm so critical of them. Get over yourself. You think you're the biggest, baddest thing in the world, and you're not. You're just a money-making machine. Like I said, they could have helped college football in so many ways. They just have never done it. It's like it's all take, and no give with them. So screw them. Like I said, college football's been around longer. All right, so let's go over some highlights of this last week. Go back to Sunday. Ohio State, who was 15-11 back on Sunday, beat number 2 Purdue, 73-69. Ohio State's Thornton, 22 points, 4 rebounds. Battle, 19 points, 4 rebounds. Zach Edey had 22 points, 13 rebounds in that game. How many double-doubles is that for him this year? Behind him, Jones, 13 points, 4 rebounds. Ohio State, 48% from the field. Purdue was 43% from the field. Both of them shot 33% from three-point land. Ohio State, a little worse on free throw shooting, 91%, where Purdue was 100% on their free throws. Rebounds, Purdue out-rebounded Ohio State 36-23. But Purdue, 14 turnovers, did lead to Ohio State having 22 extra points there. Looks like turnovers might have been the key there. 19-5, South Florida beat number 24, Florida Atlantic, 90-86. South Florida's Youngblood, 23 points. McGill came off the bench and scored 25 points for the Owls. For the Bulls. Golden for the Owls, 23 points, followed by Davis, 20 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. Bulls shot 49% from the field. FAU shot 50%. USF, 47% from three-point land, where FAU is only 33%. 79% free throw shooting for USF. 75% for Florida Atlantic. South Florida, though, 5 more rebounds than Florida Atlantic did, but Florida Atlantic had 5 more assists. Florida Atlantic also did have more points in the paint. Charlotte, they had moved to 17-8, beat Wichita State by 11. Loyola Chicago moved to 19-7, beat Rhode Island by 10. 15-12, Northern Iowa beat 18-9 Bradley by 11. Northern Iowa did make more free throws and more 3-point plays than Bradley did. Drake moved to 22-5. They beat Murray State 95-72. Drake, 61% from the field, hit 17 3-pointers in that game. That's incredible. 14-11, Niagara beat 19-6 Quinnipiac, 80-66. Bullock for Niagara, 26 points, 5 rebounds. Niagara is 27 for 27 from the free throw line. 15-12, Furman beat 18-9 Chattanooga, 82-65. UAB moved to 17-8, beat North Texas 71-62. Northwestern moved to 18-8. They beat Indiana by 4. Langboard for Northwestern, 26 points in that one. We're going to go over another game that Northwestern won against Michigan last night. Langboard led the way again. 19-7, SMU beat 18-8 Memphis, 106-79. Wright for SMU came off the bench, 26 points. Williamson and Phelps, 18 points each. Jones for Memphis, 33 points, 10 rebounds. Nice game for him. Looks like he may have carried the load, too. SMU, 57% from the field. Memphis was 48% from the field. 40% three-point shooting for SMU. Memphis was 45%. SMU, 40 rebounds. Memphis only had 29. SMU had 27 points off of turnovers. Memphis, 24 points off of turnovers. SMU, 48 points in the paint, where Memphis only had 32. Seton Hall moved to 17-9, beat St. John's by 6. Minnesota moved to 16-9, beat Rutgers 81-70. Not a good week for Rutgers, you'll see. Good week for Minnesota, though. Utah moved to 16-10, beat UCLA by 1. Baseball upsets on Sunday. James Madison beat number 3 Arkansas 7-3. James Madison's Pfeiffer, 2-run double. O'Donnell had a solo home run. Number 12, Duke beat number 18 Coastal Carolina 5-3. Campbell beat number 17 UC Santa Barbara 7-3. Lehigh beat number 20 Iowa 8-4. Arizona beat number 23 Northeastern 9-3. Softball, number 25 Texas A&M beat number 14 Oregon 2-0. Oregon actually had 6 hits in this game, but those girls couldn't get across the home plate. Number 22 Baylor beat number 23 Louisiana 6-0. Played the second game. Baylor beat them again 3-2. Bears had 13 hits in that first game. Basketball Monday, number 2 Houston beat number 6 Iowa State 73-65. That was a really good game. Houston Sheed, 26 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists. Sharp had 20 points in that one. Iowa State's Gilbert, 17 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists. Jones and King each had 13 points for the Cyclones. Houston and Iowa State both shot 42% from the field. Houston, 29% from three-point shooting, but Iowa State was 53% on free throw shooting. Houston, 75% from the free throw line. Iowa State was 67% from the free throw line. Like I said, good game. Houston never trailed. Iowa State did have more rebounds, more assists, more points in the paint, but more fouls and turnovers. For Houston had 20 points off of Iowa State turnovers in that one. Houston, that's their 20th consecutive home win, the longest active streak in the country. Houston, only 9 turnovers in that one. Coach Kelvin Sampson said the single-digit turnovers is what helped us win that game, and I agree with him. Turn that ball over, no matter what sport it is, you ain't going to win. Colgate, they moved to 20-8, beat Lafayette by 5. 15-11, Virginia Tech beat 20-7, Virginia 75-41. Virginia, only 33% from the field, only made 2 3-pointers in that one. McKeely was the highest scorer for Virginia, 9 points. Virginia Tech shot 51% from the field. They made 8 3-pointers in that game and had 24 points off of turnovers. Charleston, they went to 20-7. They beat William & Mary 65-57. Texas A&M Corpus Christi moved to 16-10. They beat Northwestern State by 11. 10-14, Texas Southern beat 16-10 Southern 68-56. TSU's Henry, 23 points, and he hit 5 3-pointers in that game. 17-9, Texas beat 15-11 Kansas State 62-56. 17-9, Norfolk State beat North Carolina Central 80-74. North Carolina Central actually led this game by halftime by 4 points, but they were still leading. There are no upsets in baseball on Monday. Softball, though, number 8 Oklahoma State beat number 19 Florida 3-0. Nice to see Florida being ranked back in softball again. Oklahoma State, good win. 3-run home run. Kilfoyle, she has 6 strikeouts in that game. Moving on to Tuesday. Number 15 Creighton beats number 1 UConn 85-66. I think UConn had they were on 11, 12, maybe 13 game winning streak. Creighton stopped all that. Creighton's Ashworth, 20 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. He hit 5 3-pointers. Followed by Alexander, 16 points. Newton for UConn, 27 points, 12 rebounds, 4 assists. Klinger behind him, 12.7 rebounds. Creighton, 53% from the field. UConn was 44%. Creighton hit 14 3-pointers in that one. UConn only hit 3. Creighton, 77% from the free throw line. UConn was better. They hit 85%. Creighton had more assists, less fouls than UConn. Creighton, it's their first win over a number 1 team. They had lost the previous meetings, 6 of them, to number 1 ranked teams. All those losses were over 10 points, so they kind of really didn't get close to beating them. Last 10 minutes, Creighton defense held UConn scoreless on 5 straight possessions. So congratulations, Creighton. Number 5, Tennessee beat Mizzou 72-67. Mizzou actually led this game by 3 at halftime. I don't know what's happened to Missouri basketball. I really don't. Number 25 Baylor beat number 25 BYU beat number 11 Baylor by 6 points. BYU's Khalifa, I think that's how you say it, 14.7 rebounds, 7 assists. Kale and Robinson, 13 points each. Baylor's Bridges, 15.8 rebounds. Missy and Walter, 13 points each. BYU, 44% from the field. Baylor was 49% from the field. BYU did hit 14 3-pointers in that one. BYU did have more rebounds and assists, and they also had 15 points off of Baylor turnovers. Number 18, St. Mary's beat 21-7 San Francisco by 4. St. Mary's Saxon, 20 points, 13 rebounds, followed by Dukas, who had 18.6 rebounds. Number 23, Texas Tech beat 18-8 TCU by 1. This game was tied at 38 at halftime. Texas Tech got 13 points off of TCU turnovers. 22-5 Utah State beat number 19 San Diego State by 5. 17-10 Syracuse beat 16-10 North Carolina State by 4. 16-11 Iowa beat 17-10 Michigan State by 6. Iowa, they seem to be making a late season run. So we'll see what they can do. 16-10 Duquesne beat St. Louis 81-66. 17-9 UMass beat 17-9 VCU 74-52. 17-9 Toledo beat 19-7 Akron 72-64. 16-10 Central Michigan beat 16-10 Bowling Green by 2 in overtime. 8-20 Southern Indiana beat 20-8 Morehead State 80-73. Southern Indiana's Hernandez 28 points. 17-9 Wake Forest beat 17-9 Pitt 91-58. Wake Forest, more rebounds, assists, points off of turnovers, and more points in the paint. So kind of cleaned up in all those categories. 18-9 Wisconsin beat Maryland by 4. 18-8 Boise State beat San Jose State 82-50. 21-6 Nevada beat Wyoming 76-58. Baseball upsets. UNC Greensboro beat number 1 Wake Forest 4-3. Dayton beat number 6 Vanderbilt 8-5. Campbell beat number 11 East Carolina 7-6. Arizona State beat number 24 Kansas State 9-6. No softball upsets on Tuesday. Moving to Wednesday. Number 7 Marquette beat DePaul 105-71. Marquette's Jones, 34 points in that going. Nice one for him. Kolek, school record, 18 assists for Marquette. Number 8 Duke beat Miami 84-55. 13-14 Penn State beat number 12 Illinois. Good win for Penn State. It's not going to help them this year, but good win for them. They beat them 90-89. Hicks for Penn State to seal the deal. hit 3 free throws with 3 seconds left in that game. So the free throw line really paid off. Number 12, Alabama beat number 24, Florida, 98-93 in overtime. Bama outscored Florida 13-8 in that overtime period. 18-8, George Mason beat number 16, Dayton, 71-67. George Mason, more points in the paint, less fouls, more rebounds than Dayton. 14-12, LSU. Look at them. Beating number 17, Kentucky, 75-74. That's LSU's second straight win over a top 25 team. They're 14-12. Maybe if they keep the momentum up and haul ass to that conference tournament, maybe they can get in. I mean, who knows? We'll see. 21-6, New Mexico beat number 22, Colorado State by 2. New Mexico's Denton Mashburn, 16 points each. Stevens for Colorado State, 20 points, 5 rebounds, 9 assists. New Mexico, 38% from the field. Colorado State was 41% from the field. New Mexico did have more points off of turnovers, though. 20-8, UNC Greensboro beat 19-9 Western Carolina, 71-65. They're even in all categories, but UNC Greensboro did commit less fouls in that game. 13-6 Presbyterian beat 16-12 Winthrop by 23. Presbyterian 17 points off of turnovers. 13-14 LaSalle beat 16-10 St. Bonaventure 72-59. LaSalle hit 10 3-pointers in that game. Clemson, they were 18-8. They beat Georgia Tech 81-57. 12-14 Oklahoma State beat 16-10 Cincinnati 80-76. All 5 starters for Oklahoma State in that game had double-digit points. They shot 56% from the field. Longwood moved to 17-11. They beat UNC Asheville by 5. Longwood hit 13 3-pointers. Richmond, they moved to 19-7, beat Rhode Island 85-77. St. Joseph 17-10. They beat 14-12 George Washington by 4. Chattanooga 19-9, beat 15-3 Wofford 81-65. James Madison, they're 25-3. They beat Marshall 84-58. Sanford 24-4. They beat 15-13 Furman by 2. South Florida 20-5. They beat UTSA by 5. 10-16 Rice beat 17-9 Charlotte 76-52. Indiana State back to winning. Indiana State, they're back to winning. They beat Valparaiso 83-64. No longer ranked after being ranked for 1 week. They lost them 2 games, but still a good team. Southern Illinois 18-10. They beat Murray State 72-68. Wednesday baseball, number 7 Oregon State beat number 19 Texas Tech 10-4. Texas Tech did have more hits in that game, but just couldn't get across the plate. No softball upsets on Wednesday, so that puts us into Thursday. Yesterday, number 3 Purdue beat Rutgers 96-68. Zach Edey for Purdue, 25 points. Number 21 Washington State beat number 4 Arizona 77-74. Great win for Washington State to pick up. Wells for the Cougars, 27 points. He hit 6 3-pointers. Love for Arizona, 27 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists. He hit 4 3-pointers in that one. Cougars, 42% from the field. Wildcats for 45%. Cougars, 79% from the free throw line, where Arizona was 63% from the free throw line. They were even pretty much in all the categories. Came down to free throw shooting in this game. Who could hit the most free throws? Cougars did it. UMass Lowell, they're 18-7, beat Binghamton by 7. 21-6 Florida Atlantic beat 19-8 SMU by 10 points. Golden for Florida Atlantic, 21 points, 5 rebounds, followed by Martin, who had 20.7 rebounds. SMU's Harrison Phelps, 15 points each. FAU, 46% from the field. SMU was 39% from the field. Florida Atlantic, 42 points in the paint. SMU were only 26. UNC Wilmington, they're 20-7. They beat William & Mary 81-65. Towson, 17-11, beat Monmouth 80-61. How do you say his name for Towson? Tejada? Anyway, 30 points. Hell of a game for him. Hofstra beat Drexel 69-57. Both are 17-11. 21-7 Charleston beat 17-11 Delaware 90-71. Merrimack 18-10 beat St. Francis, Pennsylvania by 11. Oakland 19-10 beat Robert Morris by 20. Appalachian State 23-5. They beat Old Dominion 82-67. Vermont, they're 22-6. They beat Albany by 14. 12-17 Queens beat 17-11 Stetson 83-75. Minnesota, they're 17-9. They beat Ohio State by 9. Hawkins for Minnesota, career high 24 points. 19-7 Tarleton State beat 24-3 Grand Canyon by 3. Tarleton State 17 points off of turnovers. Morehead State, they're 21-8. They beat 17-11. Western Illinois 78-57. Minks for Morehead State 30 points, 15 rebounds. Very nice game. UT Martin, they're 18-10. They beat Lindenwood 106-82. UT Martin Sears, nice game for him, 37 points. 11-15 UL Monroe beat 17-11 Louisiana by 7. Northwestern, they're 19-8. They beat Michigan 72-62. Langborg, talked about him earlier from Northwestern, 20 points in this game, hit 5 3-pointers. Gonzaga, they're 21-6. They beat Portland 86-65. 14-14 Arkansas State beat 18-10 Troy by 8. Louisiana Tech, they're 19-8, beat UTEP by 6. Montana's 18-9. They beat Sacramento State by 7. Long Beach State is 18-9. Beat Cal State Bakersfield 79-66. UC San Diego's 18-9. They beat UC Riverside 77-65. Oregon, they are 18-8. They beat Stanford 78-65. Santa Clara 18-10. Beat Loyola Marymount by 10. UC Irvine 20-7. Beat UC Santa Barbara 81-69. No really baseball upsets yesterday. Nothing that stood out. Softball, number 8 Oklahoma State beat number 4 Washington though. Washington only 2 hits in that game. San Diego State beat number 13 Missouri. That was Missouri's first loss of the season. They're 11-1 now. And number 22 Baylor beat number 25 Oregon by 1. That is it. So, as you can see, a lot of these teams on the fence, they're probably looking like they're going to fall off on the wrong side of the fence. A lot of the teams, they're winning like they should be. Who knows if that's going to be enough. They're probably going to have a really good conference tournament and keep winning. But a lot of these teams that need to be winning, they're not doing it. So, hey, it is what it is. You know, you got to win to get into the tournament. So that is it, man. Friday, almost the afternoon, maybe afternoon if you're on the East Coast. But this weekend, got to take care of some family stuff. If I do a show, it's going to be on probably late Sunday afternoon or Monday afternoon. So may not be one at all. Not sure yet. Depends on what happens this weekend. Anyway, have a safe weekend. Have fun. Enjoy it. Relax. Whatever you like to do. Watch some college basketball. Probably going to be baseball and softball on TV also. Anyway, enjoy your weekend. We'll see you next time.